Assalamu alaikum guys, my name is Mayer and I welcome you all to my channel. So today our topic of discussion is specific heat capacity in thermal physics. So this is one of the topic in which many numericals are tested in the thermal physics portion. So let's discuss what is actually specific heat capacity. Let's assume I have a wooden box whose mass is 1 kg and I provide it with some heat. Initially, it is at the temperature 37 degrees Celsius, but when I continue heating, its temperature rises from 37 degrees Celsius to 38 degrees Celsius. Or reverse the scenario. If I keep it in refrigerator, so its temperature will fall from 37 degrees Celsius to let's say 36 degrees Celsius after some time. So if we define a specific heat capacity, it is the amount of heat energy required to change the temperature of 1 kg of a substance या per unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. Whether we increase the temperature or whether we decrease the temperature. So specific heat capacity, small c, it is represented by small c. So it is the amount of heat energy required to change the temperature of 1 kg of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. Now, if we talk about the formula of specific heat capacity can be calculated by the expression C equals to delta E divided by m delta T. Here delta E is the change in heat energy which is measured in joules. M is the mass of an object which is either measured in kg or grams as per the requirement of the answer, and delta T is the change in temperature. Okay. So if we now discuss about the SI unit, that is the standard unit for a specific heat capacity. So its SI unit is joules per kg degrees Celsius. Joules for delta E, kg for m, and degree Celsius for delta T. Okay, so now our next discussion is on experiment that examiner can test in paper 4, that is ATP, and we will be asked to determine the specific heat capacity of a solid or a liquid. So in this video we will discuss the specific heat capacity of a solid and how to determine it using an experiment. Let me raise it first. Okay, so now we are discussing experiment to calculate specific heat capacity of a solid. Now examiner can give you multiple metals because in it we have to conduct electricity for determining the specific heat capacity. Mostly he gives you aluminium, or he can also give you iron or steel. But irrespective of the material of the solid, the experiment will remain same. Okay, so now focus here. Let's say this is an aluminium box. Aluminium block. Sorry, aluminium block. The first step is to drill two holes in it. This is the covered part of the block, and these are two holes. The one is for electric heater, and the other is for thermometer. Okay. So our next step is to determine the mass of the block of aluminium. Step 2, measure the mass of the block using electronic balance and initial temperature using thermometer. Now, we will draw a diagram for our convenience in which we will show a circuit that is used to operate electric heater. Okay, this is our electric heater and this is our thermometer. Now we will connect a circuit with it. Here we will join a ammeter which is used to measure current, and here comes our power supply, and we have also connected a voltmeter to measure the potential difference. Now our next step is, that is step 3, is to turn on the electric heater and read the ammeter and voltmeter reading. Now you don't have to freak out that what is ammeter or voltmeter here. We will discuss it in detail in our section 4, that is electricity and magnetism. After some time, we will turn on the electric heater after a few seconds, because if we take too much time, the wires could melt. Turn off the electric heater and after a few seconds, measure the final temperature, which will be measured using thermometer. Now, please take a note point or a stop point that the time for which heater is switched on will be measured using stopwatch. Now, uh, take a moment and think yourself that which formula is used to calculate a specific heat capacity. The formula that we use is C equals to delta E upon M delta T. And if I summarize, we have measured mass using electronic balance. We have calculated the difference by turning on electric heater and changing the temperature after some seconds. We have measured the change in temperature using a thermometer. But the problem is a change in energy, because we are not given the data that we will not be given the data that the change in energy is particularly this. So for this reason, we have connected ammeter and voltmeter, and we will use another formula to calculate a specific heat capacity. Finally, the specific heat capacity will be calculated using the formula C equals to V multiply by I multiply by time divided by M delta T. Now what is V here? It is the reading of voltmeter. I is the current which is measured using ammeter, and we will discuss these quantities in detail later in the section of electricity and magnetism. And the note point which you have to write in any experiment is repeat the experiment and take average for accuracy. Now the problem here is that whenever an experiment is conducted in a lab, there are 100% chances that there will be some energy losses, which is natural. So uh, here it is the case that when we will calculate the specific heat capacity in final step, it will be not accurate, it will be overstated, because As the heat is supplied, some of the heat will be lost in the environment and change in temperature will be less than it should have been, due to which specific heat capacity would be overrated. Because if you focus on this formula, temperature and specific heat capacity is inversely proportional. Specific heat capacity is inversely proportional to temperature. So our value of specific heat capacity will be overstated. So that's why to provide heat losses, we will either cover the aluminium block in a wooden box, as wood is a heater, as wood is an insulator, or either we will provide it with legging to prevent heat losses. Thank you so much. That's it from my side. See you all in the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.